Hey everybody, this video is going to be I shouldn't always say it real quick. It's going to be a video that gives you an introduction to Common Lit, a website that some of you might know about. I'm going to teach you how to change some of the settings, some different cool things you can do, teach you how to annotate, what my expectations are for your annotations, and talk to you a little bit about today's assignment, which is going to be to read, annotate, and answer guiding questions. So if you are in my period 5, we're going to get rid of my face because I don't think you need to see it. If you're in my period 5, to access the actual article, you're going to click on the yellow words and you're going to click on this website. It's probably going to tell you to log in with Google because it will sync to our Google Classroom. If you're in my period 7, you have a different link. So make sure that you're clicking on the right one. When you open up the article, it's going to look like this. Yours might look slightly different than mine, but you should see the text itself. Some of it's going to be gray. It's going to be like blacked out to where you can't see it. I'll tell you why here in a minute. But let's talk about a couple of these features. So one of the cool things is if you want to sit back and relax, you can have this read aloud to you. Keep in mind that that's not going to boost your reading comprehension as much as reading it yourself, because when you have it read aloud, you're really working on your listening comprehension. If you are going to have it read aloud, make sure that you're tracking the words. What that means is as you hear the voice reading it, you want your eyes to look at each of those words as they're read. Now, I'm going to demonstrate this in a minute, but I personally wouldn't have it read aloud because the voice is kind of mechanic and it doesn't sound normal. But if you need to, you can use it. So let me show you. When you click on read aloud, it's going to give you these little speakers.
Noticing mistakes boosts learning. Children who pay closer attention to mistakes improve skills more quickly, study shows. By Allison Pierce Stevens, 2017. Okay, so it's going to highlight as it reads, and to get it started, you can click on one of the speakers. You can also up here, I just clicked on the pause. Informational text.
You can click on play, you can click stop, or you can say this is annoying, stop doing it, okay? But it's there. If you want it translated to a different language, you can click on the language you want it translated to, and the same thing happens. So over here, it's going to tell you the words in Spanish, the words in Spanish, the words in Spanish, but it will not read it aloud to you, okay? If you want that to go away, you can hide it, all right? A couple of other things that you can do. You've got a highlight tool. You can highlight things, but in order to do it, you don't actually click the button. When I clicked the button, it said select a text to highlight it or to add an annotation, and you are going to be required to annotate the article. Your annotations need to be reader's response. So it would be very wise of you to go ahead and have open the reader's response sentence frames that you used for your reading log. Okay, so just kind of keep this open in a tab. If you don't know where to find it, it's going to be from Monday's slides. It's in slide 5. So you go to slide 5, you click on the word this link, and it opens up this doc. Why is this important? Well, your annotations in Common Lit need to be full reader's response. It doesn't matter if they're all questions, if they're all predictions, if they're all reactions. I want you to do whatever comes naturally to you, but I will expect full sentence frames. And you're going to get graded based on that rubric. You're going to get a 4, a 3, a 2, or a 1, just like you would on your reading log, okay? You are responsible for 3 annotations throughout the article. I want 1 per section. What I mean by section is when you look at the article, mine looks different. When you see the article, you're only going to see paragraph 1, 2, and 3, and then you're going to have a Q1. That's a guiding question. You will not be shown the rest of the article until you can accurately answer the guiding question, okay? So I'm calling this section 1. I want 1 annotation for section 1. So let's say that you read this very first sentence, mistakes get a bad rap. People often brush them aside by saying, I'll do better next time. If you have a connection to this, what you're going to do is you're going to highlight the text just like I did. You're going to click on the T, and you're going to be able to make a connection. I can totally relate to this part of the passage because I often say, I'll do better next time. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't, right? And when you're done, it's automatically saving it, but when you're done, you do have to click done, and it's going to be there, and I can see it and I can grade it, okay? It's also going to underline that part of the text. So for section 1, you need to have 1 annotation, okay? If you haven't noticed yet, over here is a number 1, and the article is going to help you every now and then, and it's going to number the paragraphs. So if you have a question that says in paragraph 3, what does the author mean? Just know that you don't really have to go count them. You can use these numbers as a guide. Also, if you see anywhere in the text a number like this, if you click on it, it's going to give you a definition. So this sentence uses the word mull. It's not a word I use a lot, okay? But if you click on that 1, it's going to give you a definition for that, okay? Once you've answered the guiding question number 1, it's going to open up the next few paragraphs. This is section 2. When you are done reading section 2, you have guided question 2 that you're going to answer. In this section, I need some kind of reader's response annotation. Okay. Once you answer question 2, it's going to open up the rest of the article. This is section 3. When you get to the bottom of it, you're going to answer question 3. You cannot go on until you have answered it accurately. And I do want you to make sure that you have 1 annotation, some kind of a reader's response for section 3. That is all I need you to do today. You might see some assessment questions pop up. You do not need to do the assessment questions today. So yesterday, you should have read this article in Fluency Tutor. Today, you're reading it for the second time. You're annotating and answering guiding questions. That's what you're doing today. Okay. If you have any questions about how to annotate, how to use this website at all, please reach out and let me know because I'm only here to help.